Hi, my name is Mark Blackwell. I'm the Global Strategy Manager for SkyDrive, a startup company in Japan developing manned eVTOL, two-person eVTOL, and cargo drones. My background, I was educated in the UK, PhD in aerodynamics and flow control, worked across the full development lifecycle for fixed-wing aircraft, all the way from R&D, development, certification, and afterlife. And I'm passionate about helping SkyDrive achieve the aim and the vision of bringing the ability to drive in the sky for all. So the SkyDrive story began back in 2012, really, with the volunteer group Cartivator, which was formed by a number of automotive drone enthusiasts within Japan. They sort of were championing the idea of a flying car within Japan. And as the years went by, the numbers grew and lots of interest within Japan, and big corporations in Japan supported in different kinds of ways. And then 2017, some Cartivator members decided to commit themselves full-time to the mission of providing a flying car for the world. The main vision and the end goal is to have a vehicle that has the ability to both ground drive and fly, which, yes, is very ambitious and the physics is difficult, but it's a long-term goal. Maybe 2030 is a realistic target. So in the short term, we're very much looking at the fly aspect. We've looked at various different configurations and seen what the industry is doing with larger vehicles, with more fixed-wing rotor solutions for longer range. But at SkyDrive, we really believe that the compact size is one of the key selling points. So we're looking at smaller eVTOL, not much bigger than an automobile, with shorter range and endurance, but we believe there's many user cases and benefits in that shorter range. Well, I think Cartivator acted as it was a catalyst, really, for SkyDrive, and certainly within Japan as a whole. It brought the attention that, okay, this is now possible because of the advancements in electrification and distributed propulsion. Battery technology has improved in such a way, and Cartivator was really a way of focusing this development within aerospace. And as Cartivator was forming, and the community was very small back in 2012, but really Cartivator was a leader and a visionary within Japan to really gain interest and bring some reality to the idea. So the community itself is led by an ex-Toyota member, and we have members across, I think, 30-plus partners within Japan, so lots of the big corporations, so Toyota, Denso, NEC, are all supporting this vision and this project. And then also from smaller companies, the drone community are very active. We have the Drone Fund in Japan that are very active in supporting SkyDrive, and the real community, not just within Japan, also globally with partners outside Japan. The Japanese government have been very supportive for SkyDrive and Cartivator. We discuss on a regular basis with METI, the Ministry of Economics, Trade and Industry, and they have been very proactive in developing a roadmap to realization for this industry into 2030. With JCAB, we speak on a regular basis and are working closely with them to tackle the challenges of how to regulate these new types of vehicles. So lots of support from every direction, really. And SkyDrive is in an excellent position to be a focus point with being the most sort of mature eVTOL company within Japan. Okay, so the team now, we're around 30 people total, sort of 20 engineers, some very excellent, passionate, dedicated, talented engineers that I've never seen such work ethic and some really great ability in fixing problems and taking ideas to development and flight tests very quickly. So it's great to see. And our development test site in Aichi Prefecture in Toyota City, we have 2 flight test areas, 6 sort of tennis courts. 3 of those are covered with a cage for sort of indoor flight testing to ensure that we meet the safety criteria. And then additionally a baseball field for as we accelerate the operational testing for more outdoor style testing. So the focus at the moment is very much optimizing the prototype that we have. We have been preparing for manned flight since December last year, and please watch this space because there'll be some news very soon. And our first public manned flight is scheduled for August at Haneda Airport in Tokyo. So the focus is very much on those two milestones. The first manned flight test at our test center, and then the first public exposure of the development so far. So we're flying regularly unmanned, full scale at the moment. The SkyDrive prototype is very much based around a quadcopter design. So our chief engineer has 40 years experience working, developing, designing, testing drones. So we're leveraging that experience from chief engineer and Ozan. So the design itself, we have 8 propellers, 8 motors in total for redundancy, a quadcopter design. So each quadrant has 2 motors, 2 propellers. So they are coaxial, counter-rotating, around 5 feet wide diameter. Fixed pitch, so all the control is on RPM changes, so thrust vectoring. So you're very sort of similar to a traditional small quadcopter, but as we scale up, the inertias increase and the delays increase, so accounting for those differences in scale has certainly been a challenge. As we move through, we have battery packs both nose side and rear side of the vehicle, with the main monocoque in the center, so the center of gravity is dead center horizontally and vertically. Flight control computer will be obviously triplex for the manned flight test. And we've developed from sort of more drone type technology, and in the last sort of 3-4 months we've been developing towards more aerospace, ARP, DAL level standard equipment. So max takeoff weight for the initial one-person vehicle, we're looking around just over 300 kilograms, with a pilot weight of assumed around 80 kilograms. So the prototypes really is to show the potential of the technology, and obviously safety being critical. The main focus really is testing the systems across the full equipment base and ensuring the integration is solid, and we have no technical issues with battery, speed controller, motor integration. So the focus really, it's not, performance is obviously important, but safety I would say is prime. But enough performance to have endurance to show something that I think will excite people and bring some fun. In parallel to the manned flight testing this year, we are working on certification plan for the 2023 model, which is a target for the first certified vehicle. There are lots of learning that's occurring during the manned flight testing this year. We will take that learning and also mix it with more standard aerospace development practices. So the idea is to take some of the configuration, but we'll be looking in more detail at the architecture, at the redundancy, and as well as safety, seeing where the opportunities lie for increasing the performance of the 2023 model. So with the batteries, we're using lithium-ion batteries at the moment, but working closely with partners inside Japan and outside Japan at the battery roadmap and landscape, and how the technology is developing, and really being ready to integrate, whether it's lithium sulfur, solid state batteries, or maybe a revolution in battery technology. We want to ensure that we are very nimble, agile to be able to integrate these new technologies. So battery is key, and not just performance, also the safety, the fire safety, crash worthiness of the batteries. So that's a big consideration. On the motor side, we have sort of towards 30 kilowatt motors, and same thing again, where we're looking at where the improvements can be made there, certainly with the cooling and the integration with the inverter, the speed controller, and working with partners to say, hey, look, there's going to be a market here, so let's really push this technology forward for this particular size. So the end goal for this type of vehicle is to be fully or close to fully autonomous, but we're looking. This will take a long time. It will be close to 10 years before that technology is ready, and we have the flight test hours to give the regulation bodies. But certainly in the short term, one of the key points to SkyDrive is to make this vehicle fun for the customer. So we would like some level of interaction and a blend between automation and pilot control, so that the pilot can actually be the passenger and the pilot and do some flying themselves, which would obviously require a level of training, and we're working on training packages and deciding what type of training would be required. And we have a test pilot, ex-military test pilot, that's helping us develop those human factors. So the cockpit itself, I'm very sure it won't be helicopter control. So it's interesting. Justin's talk yesterday about unified flight control. It would be something close to that. It would be kind of coming almost from the drone angle, and I think 2 side sticks for yaw control and pitch and attitude. There certainly is a grand vision in terms of how this technology can be utilized within Japan. So I think certainly for the short term, there's lots of work going on in Fukushima at the robot test field, integrating initially looking at small UAS systems and how they can benefit the population. And then as we develop the technology and the certification, looking at the heavier drone cargo, which is a SkyDrive product, and the 2-seater manned vehicle, but also seeing what other opportunities there are with maybe 4 or 5-seater vehicles. So I can't really comment as to where people in Japan are discussing, but I'm sure you're aware that Bell Helicopters, Yamamoto, they have relationships, and so I think that there certainly is a grand division, and it's just identifying which of those areas really Japan can excel in and gain a competitive advantage on the global stage. Japan has an excellent medevac community, and we're working closely with Dr. Helicopter, his name in Japan, and he's helping us define some requirements for practically what is needed from this vehicle in terms of range, payload, what type of payload, loading, this type of vehicle. So we're for sure looking at the medevac, maybe some search and rescue, because these are immediate use cases that I think will bring lots of value and maybe easier public acceptance. I'm the only person outside Japan, so I'm really helping the SkyDrive team sort of look globally, get the word out there on a global stage, work with global partners and also other regulators, because this is an international problem at the moment, how to develop these regulations. So we've had discussions with the FAA, EASA, and other bodies globally. And then the supply base maybe won't be 100% in Japan, so discussing with other suppliers, and lots of R&D challenges, so maybe some opportunities there for collaboration between Japanese and global universities. So it's very exciting to be part of the community, and it's great that VFS is bringing everybody together, and I think this will really accelerate and increase the knowledge share and benefit everybody. VFS was the sort of place where I first met the SkyDrive CEO, so last January in Phoenix in Mesa we attended, and it's been an excellent opportunity to sort of gather intelligence on a global stage really, and make connections with people, and really help us shape the business case and some of the technology roadmaps. So one of the main reasons we're here actually is to recruit. Nobody globally has a certified motor system for the main propulsion system. So we're looking for how we can certify those equipments, the speed controllers, the battery unit, and then the integration and the overall certification approach. Please, if you're interested, come and see me. I think my details are on the VFS website.